Her issue. Okay, listen, here's what we're going to do this morning. We're going to try to do a couple things. I'm going to tell you a little bit about, facts. I hope to tell you facts, numbers about data, big data, sort of try to define for you the magnitude of the issue. I think as we go through it, you're going to find this is a big deal. Then we're going to go into some role play, and we're actually going to do a demo for you about a real event that occurred. And I'm going to be joined on stage by some folks of our team as we go through the demo. And then, as we can't have any event end without us talking about products, and what are the products behind the demo, and how does that all work. So let's get started. I'm going to show you a few charts. I don't love charts, but I think in the case of this subject, it makes a lot of sense. There is a ton of data out there. 90% of the world's data that's out there today has been created in the last couple of years. And this data comes from just all over the place. Climate information, social media sites, pictures, video, transaction records, GPS signals. It's really coming from all kinds of locations. I'm going to define this for you in more detail, but you've now got data, structured and unstructured, just simply coming from all directions. It gets worse. This data, and you may say when you look at this is sort of like us talking about the speed of Exanet. And I say it's 100x faster, and people look at me and go, I don't believe him. And you got to take them through InfiniBand, you got to take them through compression, you got to take them through memory. I'm going to take you through why this is right. 50-fold increase in global data by 2020. 50x. Hard drives, just to give you some context, the hard drive industry and capacities are designed to grow 15x during the same time. So data is going to outpace hard drive capacity by 2.5 times. Problem. This is what drives the data. I'm not going to read you everything on here, but these things are sort of amazing. There's 571 websites created every minute. 2 million queries a minute. 204 million emails a minute. And the problem is, as you know, with all this data, this activity, creates more data. All of you this week have been posting to Twitter and Facebook, uploading photos, videos, doing searches. You're all part of this problem. You're all part of this problem. I know you all love it. It's great. But it's overwhelming the capacity of the industry to deal with it. Then add to it this thing, the number of devices. We got 9 billion devices connected to the internet. Pop quiz, everybody know how many people are on the planet? 7 billion. The problem now is that as we move sensors and other intelligent capabilities into devices, which you might think of as a dumb device, refrigerator, vending machine, all of a sudden that dumb device becomes a smart device. That device connects to the internet. That device transmits data. Is the vending machine full or empty? I'm not going to fill up a Coke machine that's full. People do it every day. Now I know where to go. And that vending machine connects to the internet and now is monitored for its performance. Shipping containers. Think about shipping containers on a boat from Asia. It takes 30 days to come. I can now monitor every device in the shipping container for temperature, for status. All this gets connected to the internet. All right, next chart. Mobile output. This is yet another fun stuff. In the last 5 years, mobile data has grown significantly. It now generates, let me make sure I say this right, 700 petabytes a month. I remember the days when you had 2 or 3 terabytes of a lot of stuff. Now you get 700 petabytes a month. I got worse news. In those next 5 years I described, it's designed to go to 11 exabytes per month. Just off mobile data. And I'm trying to paint a picture for you. lots of unstructured data, lots of digital media, lack of capacity, lots of devices, lots of people taking advantage of mobile data. Let's go to the next chart. Companies. This is another place where we got an issue. I'm going to take you through this in a little bit more detail. In 2010, we had 1,000, think of it as organizations. It could be a government, it could be a company with a petabyte or more of data. By 2020, the number of organizations that have more than a petabyte will be 100,000 that have a petabyte. You got financial services organizations that have, by regulation, to hold tons and tons and tons of data. Let's go on to the next. I want to try to tell you how this thing sort of lays out financially. I've given this message 3 or 4 times during the week, but I'm going to take you through it once again, because I think it tells you how companies now, and remember, companies are on the other end of all this consumerization of IT. All this mobile data, all these devices connected to the internet. And now you get customers growing data 40% per year. Cost per terabyte, you insert your number. Everybody always wants to tell me, no, mine's 8,000, mine's 8,200, I don't care. $7,500 to $10,000 to get a terabyte. IT budgets will increase 1% to 2% a year over the next 5 years. Storage is roughly now 10% of IT budgets. Now, what I just told you says that number is going to continue to go up. I'm giving you what the current percent of spend is on storage. 20% of external spend, 10% of total spend. If those numbers are true, it will cost the business 4% just to store the data. Your innovation budget will be zero. Zero. You will have to deal with this data. Let me give you that. I've had people tell me in big companies, I have a strategy. That is, we will not have more data. I think that is a bad strategy. I think you will fail. The data is coming whether you like it or not. Your view is, how do I deal with that issue? Now, this is not a presentation about that necessarily, but as I said Monday, and I'll say it again, because of this very issue we're describing, you're going to have 2 separate strategies, an austerity strategy and an innovation strategy, to be able to make all of this work. Because as hard as you think it is today, it's going to get more complicated. Now, on the subject, that analytics are what unlocks the value of the data. And I've been involved in analytics all too long, way back since the mid-90s. This is not a new issue. The subject of analytics is about getting the right information to the right person at the right time to make the best possible decision to change an outcome. And what gets more difficult is as the data grows, the challenge of being able to sort through that data at an atomic level to get to an exactly right answer to somebody who has something measured in a very short time frame, seconds, sometimes tenths of a second, to make a decision is the challenge. Let me give you an example. Oil spill. Could analytics prevent the next oil disaster? We have customers now who put sensors on oil rigs. Those sensors, frankly, are going on every moving part of the oil rig. By the way, sending back data, transmitting data to a network operations center, real time, on every moving part of that oil rig. And you'd say to yourself, it just keeps transmitting, everything's fine. There's a chance that all of that data is absolutely worthless. But if you find a fault on a drill bit that gives you a chance to not react but take a preventive action that fixes that drill bit, you avoid 4.9 million barrels a day of oil being dumped into the Gulf of Mexico. But I have to get that data. I have to sort through that data. I have to monitor that data. I've got to have a process from a preventive perspective of changing the outcome before you ever knew there was a problem. Because I now have the capability to get and read a lot of data. And I have the capability to sort through it in a rapid time frame to make a difference.